SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold, and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Algorand today because we don't really need to look at Bitcoin or anything like that. So we're going to focus on Algorand. It's one of my biggest holds. You know, this when you look at this chart and I'm going to tell you what I did, you're going to be like, yeah, right. But obviously, you know, you go back onto my channel, you'll see that I did actually do this. I bought Algorand on a capitulation dump, just like I told everybody to buy altcoins at this exact day between the 12th and the 13th. And my Algorand that I bought was for investment purposes, to hold on and stake this for a prolonged period of time, because my expectations is that not only have I potentially caught the low, but I've bought into something that's going to take on a new form of chart basically over a long period of time. So this is its Bitcoin pair, so it's already outperformed Bitcoin. It's likely to outperform Bitcoin, to be honest with you, from at least this entry point. But where we're going to go from here is the main question. And yeah, things are a little bit different on this computer, by the way. Yesterday I didn't get a video because my computer decided to, the C drive was completely corrupted, and my Telegram was extremely helpful. Shout out to Richard and all the other guys that were helping. Skywrapped and I can't remember everybody's name, but unbelievable help on that on that Telegram yesterday. The tech support as well as crypto enthusiasm, you know, it's all there for you. So feel free to jump in, jump in on that. Right, so we've reached an intermediate level, and this is what I was saying on the Patreon live stream on Friday, which this one was available to everyone to watch. So if you want to go back on the channel, you can have a look at that. We do those twice a week, by the way. If you want to join the Patreon, £7.50 a month. But that one I opened up for everyone to have a look at. It's a bit of a taster session, so it's still on the channel if you want to go and have a look at it. But the analysis for more or less all those coins, I imagine, would stay exactly the same. We were reaching these intermediate peaks, basically forming higher highs on these current trends, and now we're going to be looking to form higher lows, which is fine. If we move over to the tether pair for Algorand, we can see that we've hit our 200 exponential, which is a very likely place for us to start to have a retrace from, and then get picked up probably from the 10 exponential, which is sitting around 38 at the moment, and obviously it's going to be trending up more and more and more. So the pump signal that was generated here on the Itchy Cloud is generated around the 37, and it's reached all the way up to its first major level of resistance, about 45, which is an incredible sized move for Algorand, which generally you know, doesn't do these sort of things, but when it does start to make these moves, it can move quite aggressively. We've seen this historically: big moves up and then consolidations, big moves up, consolidations, and so on and so on. I don't think that this is any different to that. We had a big move up here and a consolidation, big move up, consolidation, but I think given the nature of the market this time round, which I still, like I say, I told everybody about the Dixie peaking 3 weeks ago now, just before it peaked, you know, a few days before it actually peaked, I was telling everybody I think this is what we're looking at here. I still think that that's the case, and the Dixie is going to continue with its downside probably by another few percent, to be honest with you, down to the 50 exponential, wherever that may be at the time, on the weekly. So roughly about 105, 106. And so with that in mind, yeah, we've still got further downside to go on the Dixies, which means that I expect further upside to take place. Now, we need the traditional markets to open up over the, you know, on weekdays. Today is obviously Sunday. It's the worst day to trade anything, and normally sees a bit of red, to be fair with you. But yeah, something like Algorand, it can still overshoot this mark. But I think just like everything is done, they've formed their higher highs, and it's time to continue with this trend. And it's the trends that we're interested in. So we've got this 10 exponential moving up like that, and we'll move back down into it. So maybe we get a move down into the 39s, 40s or so, and then continue with the trend. Now, if we just move back to the Bitcoin pair, this is where things, yeah, this is where you can look at things in greater perspective, really. Like I say, I bought this for investments around here, just like I bought lots of altcoins on that exact day. I was telling everyone to do it. Everyone was going, "You're crazy, man. You're absolutely crazy. Can you not see that altcoins are going to get, whoa, what's happened to altcoins?" I said, well, this is the time to buy it, really. It's alt season, mate. Alt season time, back in June the 13th. Buy all the altcoins. They called me mad, but anyway, I suppose there's a fine line between mad and genius, isn't there? Really, I think I'm actually on the line of mad and genius at the same time. Right. So enough of that. We've reached an intermediate level as well, a very significant one to be honest on this chart here, which is this what used to be a super support, but we should expect it to be super resistance. But for the majority of Algo's life, it's spent its time within this sideways channel, from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top, and then we did break down here before the major alt season began. And this is mostly because Bitcoin was outperforming the market. We broke down here because we were in the midst of a bear market, everything going completely crazy. And I actually think that I did buy the absolute low of Algorand back down here, and hopefully the absolute low on Chainlink as well. They're the only two that I bought that I still hold now. Back in that, just the couple of days before the alt season began, really. So, if we reclaim this level, then the possibility of us moving our way to the top is relatively high. And I don't know if anyone's aware, but I made a video about this a couple of months ago about Algorand and why I think it's a good thing to hold. Is that they're not a nothing blockchain. They're utilized, and they're almost like a jack of all trades. There's a bit of a drawback, but you can't complain with that kind of competence. But they are being used for the official blockchain of FIFA World Cup. So that means that at least half the globe is going to be exposed to the word and the profession of Algorand. They're not only the sponsor, but they're going to be running all the NFTs from FIFA on Algorand. So adoption plus promotion all in one go to an enormous audience. To be fair, you could probably make the case that after the World Cup, they're likely to be one of the most well-known cryptos out there, just because it's going to be forced down the throat of everybody that wants to watch some World Cup. So there you go. Like I say, I do like it, but for the moment, intermediate level peaked, and we'll be looking for a bit of downside to form a higher low. And the dream would be that we break outside of here and start to move back up to the top of the range, and then obviously we can make videos and look at it when we get to the top of the range, hoping that we break out, because a breakout from this level would be a change of behavior completely. And this is what I'm hoping for, that this is what happens over the next few years. Like I say, I bought this for investment purposes pretty much on this day, really, just it was on the 13th as I bought everything, 12th and 13th, but the dream would be that we break out of here and go on to make serious highs thereafter over the next few years. We can't speculate too much on that happening, because if we're just basing it all around TA, what we have is rhythm on the chart, and we should expect nothing but rejection on the top of here. So that's what we should expect. But if we were to break out of here, ooh, very interesting stuff. We can start to make some serious highs on this one, and maybe Algorand becomes like maybe a cool crypto, like something like ADA was, or Solana. I mean, it gets that kind of traction where everybody thinks it's cool and wants it, and that's the sort of thing that creates the greenest of green candles. It's never really been that kind of a cool crypto, to be honest with you. They've kind of just sort of kept their head down, really, and never really got that kind of free, self-sustaining, community-based promotion. But maybe those things will change. But for the moment, yeah, we've reached a higher high. We should be sitting a higher low next, and then we'll break back into this range probably over the next week or so. Next couple of weeks, I'd give it now, considering it's the size of the move that's happened. The weekly's not showing much apart from being above all major moving averages, which is a good place to be. Consolidation maybe down to. It's probably better to look at it with its tether pairs, to be honest with you. But I would imagine the consolidation down into the upper 30s on this one. Just check the 3-day. No, there's no signals on the 3-day. So I think we just got to wait for the traditional markets to open now and see where they go. If crypto and Bitcoin can hold its own and not dump, then it's going to. It often gets used as a bit of a pre-market for traditional markets when they open. So it's like the pre-market to the pre-market, basically, since it runs through the weekend. And it's been a decent weekend so far, and I expect it to continue to be decent over the next few weeks until the Dixie reaches its level of support. which I expect it to be bought back up from at that level and to continue with its uptrend. But that's not going to be for a while. We looked at all of this on a weekly. Like I say, I told you about the top on the Dixie 3 weeks ago. I'll tell you when the bottom is on the Dixie as well. But yeah, everything's looking good, I have to say. But recognize that, you know, buying now would be kind of crazy. That's the ultimate of FOMO. You're more or less buying the top, and we should wait for the trend to form. And in order for a trend to form, you need higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Wherever the higher low will be, I expect, you know, mid to upper 30s for Algorand, and then we just go on to make a new higher high after that. Right, well, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have a nice day, a good weekend. We'll carry on as normal now that my computer works just fine, for the moment at least anyway. And yeah, take it easy.